Alright guys and gals, let's continue on building Hogwarts Castle and Grounds by Lego Harry Potter. This is set number 76419, contains 2,660 bricks. Retails for $169.99, and this set was provided by the Lego Group for early review. And yeah, it's starting to look like that now, huh? It looks pretty close. Got a little bit of a hole there. And in the last installment, we did bags, I think 12 through 15, which does the, if I can remember correctly, this does the hall and the quad and the Gryffindor Tower and this little bridge here and some of the landscaping. That's pretty much what it did. Okay, so we're about almost done here. So today we are going to be focusing on bags 16, 17, 18, and 19. And looks like just at this point now it's mostly just messing with the same color bricks. So let's begin, let's build it. I'm trying to prepare files right now for editing the that weird bank build that we did, and now I got to go through the painstaking task of going through all that. I'm uploading part 4 of the build installment of that right now while I'm doing this one. And after that, I am going to probably work on a tutorial after I get this one all done and start finishing up the Michael Myers house. I'm still not even done with that yet because I've been kind of, let me just raise this up here and tilt it down. Oh, I hate when this thing rubs into the wall because it kind of like goes squeaky squeaky and it's annoying. But I just want to do my own things at this point, and I'm just like, oh, I saw this and I thought, well, I'm going to have to wait. Okay, so we get some of these end pieces too. Well, these are getting parts for slate roofing for other builds. So, not sure what we're building here. And I'm going to have to say the word pause here in a bit and clear my throat. It's starting to get raspy. Oh, I meant there's some with the windows. Okay. At least these are printed. Just got to be careful. I think some of them in here are probably regulars. And the terrain portion was fun. Now building this is starting to get kind of tedious. So I'm trying to finish a bunch of stuff up now and getting it out of the way. And I'm honestly getting pooped to building somebody else's ideas. And I want to explore my mind. I missed that already. I already have a couple of Halloween projects I'd like to do, and I have a way to do one of them. I can't because I'm doing this, but I have a way. It's not the way, but it's going to be a way right now. Oh, we get one of these in dark stone gray. See, did you know that you could take these? Well, maybe you can't. Maybe it's the other part. You can take this and put that together and make a whole roof slope out of it. These are the little accessory parts that I always forget when I need to make orders. You don't need a whole lot of them to make a roof, just... And yeah... And we put this right here, I believe. Can you see what I'm doing? Now, I don't feel like messing with the camera all day, but this goes here, and I have a feeling these are going to come up. Just be careful. Remember we were talking about this in the last installment. You know, that operation game. Got to be careful. Don't want to touch the sides. You know, You'll make that buzzer go off and you'll have a jump scare, huh? Oh, I gotta get a baby poop green plate. Let's see here. Okay, does it go there? Yep. I'm just checking very slow. And then there's a stud that goes right in between here in that area. Okay. Yes, you got to stack two of these little boogers together. And then you got to set this, I think right there. Yep. Before I commit, I just check to be sure. Yeah, so I don't have a lot left to do. My goal is by the end of this weekend, I should have the rough draft of the Michael Myers house and a finalized parts list. That's my goal. And okay, this goes on this little round plate here. Boy, this is going to get kind of... Now this is going to be the test. Like, we've already dropped it a few points in the last few installments, basically due to breakage. Other than that, I haven't had any issues with it. It's been keeping me engaged for the most part. I don't know how long that's going to last, but... Let me put these down here so I can slide this a bit more forward. Well, of course, when I do that, we're going to be building something else here. Okay. Man, I tell you, I can't believe all the farmer people getting up at 4 a.m. out here, and they think everybody else is up with them. I'm like, dude, some of us are not farmers. I don't know. You know, some of us are, we don't do farming. There's a 1x2 tile that's printed. That ain't it. There it is. Hoping to find more of those type of door pieces. Those would be good decorations for interior parts. Alright. Well, see, it's already coming apart. When things are only held in with one stud, it's a problem. Alrighty. Yeah, so this build is not afraid to fall apart on you when you're building it. So just note that when you're putting it together. I mean, you're literally just tacking things on it to a point. I do my own stuff. I try to avoid that because I try to make it to where when you're putting together strong parts, not just some really thin stuff that feels like it's going to flake apart on you when you look at it. That's the trick there. Okay, I couldn't tell. And that old Michael Myers house. I get done, I'm going to do the very first house I put up on YouTube. I've been getting requests for that too. There's another one of those. So I'm thinking of, I don't know if I'll have that one done, obviously, by the end of the year. But I'm not making any more promises. I'm not talking about any more of how much stuff I'm going to have done. There's some more windows. I'm just going to be like getting them done and say, here you go. And that's it. And this goes here. Okay, we just put those tiles in there and we just cover that up. And that tan one, or the gray one's supposed to be at the bottom. Okay, the tiles go towards that. And we gotta make 2 of those little, yeah, I kind of miss working on big parts now. That bank was something else. I wasn't like, I was getting bored with that one. This one here, the terrain was fun, but now it's getting to be, I don't know, I'm starting to lean towards the whole, you know, this is going to be just a display piece, so it's like something I can mess around with when I'm done with it. It's just like to put it on the table so you can get the oohs and the ahs, and after that it goes in the parts bin. It's like this is like some kind of, these are like little church windows. I always wanted to build a church. I did a poll one time. Next thing you know, I got flooded out with requests for religious style churches. Nothing wrong with that. But when there was a fight in the comments about people started preaching and stuff like that, I thought, well, that answered my question. I want to build a church. I may build one that's going to be an exclusive or something. Like build one with lights and stuff like that, just because I want to do it because of the stained glass. There's not a whole lot of architecture stuff that has stained glass in it. And I thought that'd be kind of cool to do, but if it's going to start a bunch of religious wars, then there's no point in doing them. Doing that style of build, I thought it'd be something different. And one of my friends like, well, you shouldn't let them stop you from doing it. I said, well, at that point, I used to have a World Trade Center mock, and that got a bunch of grief just because people were throwing fits over, you know, what was going on and stuff like that. It wasn't necessarily the mock. It was just basically an outline of it. And I didn't have a lot of Lego bricks at the time, and when people took it so seriously, I said, okay, I took that video down. I mean, it's not on YouTube anymore. It's like, that thing looks off, but that's how it is. Alright. I'm still working on that little booger. Okay, and then this goes on the plates here. Okay, well, I'm going to have to slowly wiggle it in. There we go. And then they show that the bridge there moves right there. You got to swing that out of the way. It even shows you in the book. So I guess you're going to have to jump that little crack and hope you don't fall down into that little canyon area. I would have stuck a lightsaber blade in there just to strengthen these up. Oh, I forgot to put a part in here. Well, we're going to have to wiggle something loose here and shove it in there. Yeah, I'm going to tell you right now, though, I noticed when I was doing the last thing on this manual can be a little tricky sometimes to follow. So, just let that be warned that you're really going to have to read either carefully or, I don't know, it's not really user-friendly in terms of trying to figure out what the author was doing here. Okay, now I think we're working on this. We're working right here now. Yeah, but I did have somebody ask me, you don't seem too excited doing reviews. I'm like, not really. Yes, it's a good source for parts, you know, I'm not going to lie there. But not a good source for time. Like right now, I just got done with my day job, And, well, part of it anyways. And I could be working on a Halloween mock right now. And this is printed right here. But when you're working on something like this, you know, this was given to me for review. It wasn't given to me for love, or it wasn't given to me because they like me. They gave it to me just to advertise it. But that's essentially what it is. And we got to put 6 of these on the top. Boy, I'm sure wheezing today. You know, probably will never hear it, but I'm pausing the video while editing those parts out when I'm coughing up a storm. I could be doing it in your ear, but I don't know who's eating a meal or whatever. Somebody's probably eating a meal while I'm doing all this, so I don't want to gross anybody out. I hate when people do that to me. They do that in my house, and I'm like, serious, I'm trying to eat something. Oh, that shouldn't bother you. I'm like, well, it did. You know? Some of us don't want to be grossed out, you know? Since I've been here, all they want to talk about is health problems. I'm like, oh, God, I know I'm going to be facing with that stuff, but I'd be taking my mind off of it. I've been trying to get them to go out of town. We all have some fun while it lasts, but oh, we got to make 2 towers. And that's how it's supposed to be. But you can't make somebody have fun. And that's just a rant in itself right there. I don't want to get into. I never thought I'd ever be doing this stuff right now. Oh, we're missing one of those horn pieces. Okay, you know why I'm missing a horn piece? Because these other parts are not supposed to be on there. Alright, so I need to take these off real quick and put these other ones on there. We're just about done here, but there's a lot of things here that are very wiggly. Everything here is getting a little unstable. And then the attic pieces go here. We actually did pretty good because we actually have parts to finish up the build here. So there it is. I could probably bring this thing out a bit more, but I got to be careful. So as you can see, we're slowly getting things together here. And yeah, it looks like the picture right there. All right. The girls' laboratories are located in this part of the castle. Maybe Moaning Myrtle. Moaning Myrtle will stop by as you build. Just watch out for trolls. Oh, those trolls, huh? Oh, don't worry. Like, we already took care of those. And that's what we have remaining for bag 16. All right. Doesn't look like a lot, does it? But trust me, when you're doing nothing but small parts, it's a lot. Oh, it's a little tiny bag full of 200 pieces. And that's the problem. It's a tiny bag full of 200 little micro parts. Oh, this one... Wow, there's bricks in here! Holy crap! Okay, we got bricks now. We're going to be building something a little large here. It's like... got some more printed pieces in this one. Okay, I can always use it. I wish they'd give you more of those little bookshelves with the potions on them. Those were kind of cool to look at. Okay. Now we can slide this back here because we're going to be working on something large. Okay. And there we go. Let's begin. Let's build it. And yeah, boy, this doesn't look, this kind of feels weird now. We've been messing with little 1x1s and 1x2s. Now we're messing with bricks now. Well, I spoke too soon. I'm going to pull all the printed stuff out now when I find it. So this set here is definitely priced under its value, just because it's a lot of stuff, but I'm sure this printed stuff is very expensive to do. And there's plentiful of it in here. Trying to find some of those headlight bricks. But I'm finding nothing but the printed stuff right now. You're looking for one part. Or is it regular? I don't know. I haven't found anything. Yeah, I need to find... Maybe I got the wrong bag. Oh, no, I don't. Here's one. I got to make two of these little boogers, too. Okay, the headlight portion faces inwards. Okay, there's another printed piece. More printed parts. And we're looking for a 1x1 flat tile. Oh, that's a 1x2, but that wasn't printed. See, I don't mind paying more for something that's printed. Okay. Looking for a 1x plate. Now, manual, stop eating my parts. All right. Okay, here we go. They must be using these for little windows. At one time, Lego had a 1x1 window piece. Okay, wow, putting big bricks on that, huh? That feels kind of strange now doing this. I gotta get some more of this brick yellow bricks. Profile brick with single groove. Are we doing mirrors of that? Yep. I saw it going on one side and I thought, well, it's probably what we're doing. Okay. I'm gonna try to start finding the parts. Just lots of little parts to go through. I mean, I'm not... Give me like a basic city set, because those are always fun. You know, a lot of fun sets I build are like friend sets. Because there's really storylines to go with them. Like Harry Potter, I'm not really familiar with the theme, though. But I also like to pick themes that I'm not familiar with to get a first person's perspective on things. Some people won't do that. They only want the stuff they're comfortable with. I like to be pushed out of the comfort zone a little bit. And the reason being is, when I'm pushed out of the comfort zone, I can explore new options. So this one goes here, and this one goes here. So I don't know, it's going to be something that fits in that hole. All right. Yeah, that's what it is. All right, we need to get some downwards plates. At least those are gray. Just got to go through all the millions of tans to find them. And it's this style of window here, the one with the silver on it. Yeah, it makes, they got little windows and doors and stuff. At least we're using some bright colors with it while we're filling it in. At least it doesn't feel so dull and boring. Alright. And we need 3 of these. Something bad about a paper manual, sometimes they're hard to fit on the table, the workbench while you're working. Alright, and then this one here goes on the other side, so you know what, let's just do that. It's going to hit the wall regardless of what I do. And we're going to be focusing here. These are supposed to go outwards like that. There's nothing on the front of these too. So does it fit even on there? Okay, it fits like that. Okay. Alright, I don't know what those are for there. Maybe it just meant as decorations, I don't know. And that's it. And then a tile cake with a bunch of studs on the bottom. Ooh, it sounds like something broke on that. Who's ready for winter? I know I am. It's humid outside. It's all sorts of stuff. Alright, and then we're going to go back over here. And this goes here. It's some kind of like a fence or something. I don't know what that is. Alright, now we are back over here because I got all the parts right here, the printed stuff, because we're going to need a bunch, that looks like. And let's start tacking parts on here. And then we need some of these with the little windows. Yeah, I'm just kind of trying to think of how I want to do that. Or like, when do I want to get that manual done? But the manual, the building guide for the Michael Myers house, as far as I know, is going to be split up into 2 portions. Manual 1 is going to contain the first floor, and Manual 2 will contain the second floor and the roof. Because the roof is very easy. It's only like maybe 10 or so pages. It's not that hard. There's not a whole lot of steps involved with it. And I'd like to really get that going, hopefully this weekend. But I think what to do to realistically make it achievable in terms of getting the goal done is just to say, okay, I'm going to focus on, because the parts list itself, I have to go through and check everything. And make sure all the parts are there, make sure I didn't, you know, something's not giving me problems or anything like that. And then once I can confirm all that, get the parts list done, and then the manual can begin. I also have to render up a graphic for the front. And that I have to get done. But I can't draw it up because guess what? Haven't finished the building guide yet. Why? Because I'm doing this. But think about it for a second. Once I get that done, so I don't even have that. I don't have a complete set of assets yet to even build the manual, except for the pages for manuals 1 and 3, and those haven't been put together. All right. And then this goes on the top. Alright. You know, Lego, I know we're trying to keep it micro build and all, but 12 of these, really? But yeah, I'm just kind of excited to share the building guide with her. It's like when I did the Amityville Horror House. That's version 1. There'll be a version 2 eventually. And somebody said, well, the Amityville Horror House was black. No, it was weathered siding that was on the original. Like it was like wood shakes. They were like a dark gray. So you'd probably want to mix it up with some maybe dark brown, dark gray to kind of give it that weathered look. But you can't really. With Lego, it would take you. It would be very expensive. And at that time when I built that model, that was it. I didn't have a lot of parts in my collection, but I've always wanted to build it. That was kind of a cool movie to watch when I was a kid. Sad to hear about all the crap that went on at that place, but it was something just to watch. And it's kind of cool to build those type of models now. We were like 10 years old, you couldn't do all this. You had to have big pockets to do all that stuff. Now you can. And then this goes back over here. And you hear it scratching up against the wall. Okay, and this goes here. I did get a comment about the lighting on my main channel. A lot of people like the, well, this one guy actually likes the lighting in the videos now. It's not shadowed out like it is here. Because this, fine. This is not too terribly bad. Because this is just a rough build. And 2, I don't want to be here for hours under hot lights just trying to get a set done because that would really not be good. So I'm gonna... it's always 1 by 1, so they're just kind of hard to line up. There we go. Got a little door there. And so what I'm planning on doing with the remainder of the tutorials this year, so I'm going to be focusing on vehicles. So next year, I'm going to try to space things out a bit more instead of trying to have vehicle marathons. But with all the sets that I've been getting a lot of parts to make more cars. And that's always a big help. So then I can kind of share my findings with you guys and gals here. Instead of just doing the usual set reviews. Boy, that just feels like it's ready to fall apart. Wait a minute. Oh, we skipped a whole step. We're not ready for that yet. I was like, man, that just doesn't feel right. All right, well, let's fix that right up now, huh? I bet the other one facing down is probably another window. That's what it is. They're not generous without giving you extra printed parts unless they're like little 1 by 1 plates. Lego's really good about giving you spares. Because they know the kids are going to lose them in the shag carpet at Grandma's house. And then, wait, before we put that in here. Like that. Kind of reminds me going to that high school. I mentioned that in the last thing. Just change the color down on this. Just change the roof color to look like the old high school I went to when I was a kid or a teenager. That's all it needs to be. I try to forget that place even exists. Sometimes I'll get contacted from time to time to teach a course there. And I'm like, no. And I think that's it for bag, I think this is 17. That's what we did there. I think we're going to have to keep this thing like this, since we've been working on this side most of the time anyways. And yeah, this goes here. Well, something's buckling up in there, huh? There we go. Well, we got some holes in there, huh? Is that where the kids throw the trash at when they're done? They throw their broken wands in those holes? Well, we won't know. That's what we have left. Don't let the size fool you. Here we go with bag 18. Yeah, it doesn't look like a lot, doesn't it? I notice this lamp is not extended out all the way, too. Let's try that out. Yep, don't let the size fool you, folks, because all those 1x1s in there, isn't it cool? Yeah, we're going to be doing a lot of stuff. Did we have anything we had to read in the last thing, or no? Nope, just jump right into bag 18. We got to make 2 of something. Well, since now we've been working in the back portion of this, I just kind of leave it here, and then that's where we're starting at here. So, yeah, but I'm real excited about getting that Michael Myers house done. Oh, man, I changed some elements in, like the hardwood floors. There was never hardwood floors in the second floor. Didn't have enough pieces when I built the original. Well, now I do. And, okay, I've seen a lot of these lately in there. I've been trying to... like the reddish brown, I took the reddish brown stairs. I made those into nougat. So I changed a lot of elements. Somebody's probably going to say, you changed some stuff. Yeah, it's for your sanity and mine. Because when I rebuild that, it's the colors that I want to build it out of. Of course, if you get the building guide, you can build it any way you want. I'm not going to stop you. Well, I'm slowly finding the parts that I need. I got one of them built. Wait a minute, no, we're not done yet. Is that gray? Yeah, it is. Now we'll have the first one built. I'm trying to find an upwards plate here. So we'll start finding until I can spot it here. Alright, I see it. And this is not getting fun. I'm getting bored. I think it's the same old colors. And yeah. Alright. And then these go... Now, I know somebody's going to get mad at me when I'm doing this, but you got to understand, I don't like moving the camera around 5 million times. So these go right here. Well, Jay, don't you have a way to do multi shots? No. What does that look like on the other side? I don't know about those. Unless there's supposed to be something that's supposed to attach on those. Those could be left as little windows too. We don't know. So far this set is, I'm starting to kind of, getting kind of bored of it now. I think what makes these sets boring is just you're doing the same thing over and over and over again, and you're on a deadline. You can't just say, I'm going to do this and take my time on some stuff. I have to get it done at a certain time, and just so I can maximize views out on it. At least here, okay, fine. At least here, though, I can talk to you raw. I'm getting more requests for making my main channel scripted. I may as well throw the piano music in there and call it a day. I hate when you find a beach cam just so you can listen to the waves crashing and what are they playing? Piano music while you're looking at the waves. Well, if I want to do that, I may as well just not even bother with it. I don't want to listen to what you want me to listen to. What if I want to listen to dubstep while I'm watching the waves, huh? The wow, 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 and just listen to that instead. Puts me in a better mood instead of something that's going to make me feel like I'm going to fall asleep. Alright, we are almost done. I'm just slapping these on here. I don't care if they're crooked, because I'm going to mash them down when I'm done. Okay, and just take your brick separator, just take the side of it and just kind of press these down a little bit here, and there you go. And then this goes right here. Yeah. And that had to turn. I'm not going to be able to get that perfectly straight. Yeah. Sometimes you just can't make the move. Some people will spend all day trying to make those line up, and I'm like, yeah, I have other things to do than worrying about how straight those are. And that's one thing I try to avoid, is using 1x1s in my builds. Just Michael Myers' house, I could not avoid it, but I try to avoid it as much as I can. And we are recording. We have no flashing displays today. Even better. Plus also the painted surface on this is not as level too. So that's something to take in consideration. That's why I want to get a piece of Formica. Yeah, these colors are kind of jarring compared to what's in the whole build. Maybe it's the bell tower where the bats hang out in the belfry, huh? Alright. Yeah, I am ready for I'm ready for the holidays. See, I take off through the holidays. That means if I got any extra jobs that I got to get done, usually I try to wrap them up by Thanksgiving at that point. Unless somebody's just wanting to hire me for something real quick. Really, I don't do anything at that time. And okay, I see what we're doing. This kind of goes in here, so how do you get that in there? I guess you don't. Oh, because this thing is so crooked. Yeah, it may take you several tries to kind of plop that in there. It must be a little bell tower. Yeah, so they're sure using the headlight bricks for the little windows. Anybody here watching my videos or do-it-yourselfers? When you read up on something, you learn how to do it yourself. I hate when you say, yeah, I think I could do it myself. I got all the service literature and stuff. Like, oh, you'd rather hire somebody to do that. I'm thinking, why when I can do it myself? Yeah, but you may mess up, and you're like, well, if I mess up, I mess up. I'll learn. It'd be an expensive experience, but I can learn something. How do you think you learn doing new things? But just to be honest, though, you have low self-esteem, my house is not the place to be. Unfortunately, not anymore. It's going to be starting into a rant, but it says, and yeah, just give it a whirl and see if you can do it. Nah. And just long story short, I was always told you can't. For a while I could, and now I can again, apparently. Okay. Alright, so this goes on the top here. Wait, are we missing something? Oh, I missed a whole step. Okay, part of this goes in here. There's another part that goes on the other side of that, and I just completely zoned out and skipped a whole page. Okay, well, we'll do that real quick here. This part, I think, has to go in first. My mind is set on working on my own builds right now. There's so many things I want to talk about Lego related, but I can't. You never know who's watching. Oh, Jay, I'm sure nobody watches this channel from the Ambassador. Oh, I'm afraid they do. Probably right now with their notepad taking notes. You gotta be careful. There's just so many goodies. That's what's supposed to go on the top there. And, well, let's go to the next page. I can't tell from here. Yep. We're not done. What, Lego? No little tan sand yellow 3x3 plate? Well, I'm disappointed there. We trying to fluff up parts now, or we just don't have the mold for that yet? Oh, we got to put a tower on top of that. Well, I'm going to build that locally. There we go. And that's the big one that goes on the top. At least I got that right. Alright. So far so good, huh? Right now we're here. I can barely see the top of that, huh? Alright. You know, I put that off to the side, and we haven't even hit it yet. I don't know when that piece is going to come up. Surprised they don't make a slope with a stud on the top. That's where that's supposed to go. Where does it go? Right up here. We're still working on this little area too. Now you notice sometimes I'll set them on there dry before I commit to pressing them down, because pressing that down and then trying to take that apart if I make a mistake, it's going to be a turd. So I won't do that. That's a no-no. Because let's say you make a mistake, you screw up, you're not going to be able to remove that so easily. And we got two studs that go here. Okay, I see where this piece is supposed to go here, right here. I never understood what these were for. I know they use them for garage doors, but you can also use them for profile bricks with vertical groove too. And then we got to cake all that with studs. I mean, there's only so many studs here, so I know we're going to be running out here. In fact, the college that I went to never looked like this. The college that I went to is like built in the 60s. 60s or 70s. And then I went to the other place. It was probably built like in the early 1900s. But the junior college I went to was fairly modern. I went to a regular university and then it was older. You want good inspiration for builds, go to your local university and just take a stroll. If you have a modern one, yeah, it's a little different, but if you have a really old one, let's say Princeton or Yale or Harvard, I'm sure you can probably really get some good architecture designs. Also, another place is churches. Any kind of church or synagogue would be fine. Oh, that just crumbled. Well, that's not sturdy. But those are usually your best places to get architectural designs and stuff like that. And the gray piece, I'm assuming, goes right there to match the roof. And that's where it is. These fall off very easily. We should have just built that locally instead of making it into a modular piece here. Yeah, it looks pretty good. All right. And this will tell us what this is about here. No matter what Hogwarts students' favorite subjects are, they will most likely spend a great deal of time in the East Wing where many of the classrooms are located. So this is the East Wing right here. So what I'm gathering is this is the North, South, East, and West. Remember, this is the Great Hall, the Quad, the Gryffindor Tower thing. And then this is the East Wing. All right. And that's what we have remaining here for bag 18. Yeah, we're getting there. Alrighty, we're going to wrap up this 5th installment with bag 19. So the next installment will most likely be the final portion of the build and the review, unless something comes up, which I hope it doesn't. And yeah, I'm not sure if that was the brick separator that came with this set. Okay. Let me get a few more building bricks in here. What is that, a 2x12 or a 1x12 brick? Wow, that's unusual, huh? We still got this area here left. There's something that goes here. And I think there's a ship and stuff like that and accessories you could build too. I don't know now. So let's get started. Let's finish it up real quick, because I got things I got to get done here, work related. And then okay, we got one of those. Oh. Brick yellow minifigure head. Sometimes I'll see some parts. You also get some of these inverted tiles with the hole. Those are meant for like stud launchers or whatever. I hate when they have the little hole there. You can't use them for ceiling tiles, so somebody think you're spying on them with the camera sticking through the hole. may start pulling these out anyways. Get those out of here. Can always use these. So yeah, I'm going to be parting these set. I'm going to be parting this set out when it's done being on exhibit. And I'll be back into the collection. So I can't use any parts out of here until I'm done with at least the paperwork. I still got paperwork to file on a bunch of other sets that I got to get done, like 5 or 6, and then that's it. And I'm just pulling out parts right now that I have a feeling I'm going to have a hard time finding later on. Okay, this actually goes in next here. Alright, oh. Yuck. You're going to, I didn't stick all the tiles on the bottom. We can still do it now. You got to stick a bunch of these at the bottom here. Not sure why the smooth tiles, unless this was going to be some kind of a tower or something, but yeah, I'm going to have to put all those on there. Have fun with that. I was pulling those out too, and I thought, yeah, I'll need those eventually. Here's some of these. And I'll tell you one thing though. This set is starting to wear me down a little bit. Not as bad as the bank in terms of it was just strange in how it was put together. This is more like our traditional Lego build. It's just, this is basically a micro build. I'm missing one flat tile. There it is. Alright. Flip it upside down. There we go. Flip it right back side up. That's supposed to be there. Alright. Then we get a bunch of these. Now you're going to need Technic bricks in here, huh? You never can get away without you seeing a Technic brick in a set, no matter what kind of set it is. You're always going to see one. See, here's a Technic brick. I could use those for campers. I'm thinking about bringing out different color types of campers, because I'm tired of building white campers. So that's why you notice a lot of my campers, I try to put like the line, like a stripe through them. And I'm going to hopefully bring out, I'm thinking about next year bringing out 2 new campers. Seems like a lot of my audience likes them, but if the views don't pick up on the YouTube channel, I probably will refrain from doing campers. That means I'll just be an exclusive, but I don't know. The tiny house seemed like nobody cared. Technically, the tiny house is a camper, so I don't understand it really, to be honest. And then need some dark brown. I'm making 2 of these. Oh, one of these just goes here. Well, first I gotta find the brackets here, huh? Yeah, tonight we're gonna have bacon for dinner. Who doesn't love bacon? It's always yummy and good for you. And if I have some... Oh, bacon's unhealthy. Is it really? I didn't know that. I'm gonna have bacon tonight. Oh! That doesn't sound too healthy. I'm like, oh, I've already had my vegetables for the week. It's called work. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, pop that out of there. This is only supposed to be just this. You're tempted to do that. You put the regular one on that side. It's like, what? But I bet those are going to be like little windows. Not sure what that is. Almost like a little vape, like a vape pen. And no, I don't do that. Or maybe I should, since of all the stress I've been under from work. And then this stuff. Building Lego sets is not too bad. It's just the themes sometimes are just kind of exhausting. Don't do that stuff. It's not. I heard it's not healthy for you. I've heard. That's all I can say. I've heard. All right, we got a tooth piece here. I'm looking for a 1x1 plate. Anytime you're breaking down a set or sorting parts, always keep your stud and your brick bins close by. The reason why I'm saying that is because, trust me, you will need them. All right. All right. And you take all these we just spent time pulling out here. All right, I'm going too fast. I'm sticking these in. You see, I'm skipping steps. Now that's supposed to be there. And there. You can't really see what I'm doing, but if I keep moving the camera around, I never would get this done. I'd be here for 5 or 6 hours. Matter of fact, these are just meant to be crude anyways. I don't want to spend half the day just editing videos. I'm on the computer all day as it is. I don't need to make it worse. And then there's, okay, these come in gray, which is cool. These are nice. These are a nice little part to have. I just wish they weren't rounded in the back. I wish they'd make a squared version of that too. See, this is starting to get kind of brittle. You got to be careful where you're holding on to it. Here. Now I can proceed on. And here's one that I forgot to put up here, huh? And then it's radiator grills from here. This has got to be some kind of a tower. Where would it go, though? I mean, probably here. Hard to say. We'll have to wait until we get to that point. Even I'm kind of curious, what does this do? I could cheat and just look in the rest of the manual, but then again, I want to be surprised about what it is. All right. Yeah. It stands up. And the toothpiece goes on the back here. Like, it literally just goes like that. Yeah, I bet this thing goes down. I mean, these could be left as little windows too. Or maybe it's one of those things you take the mallet and you hit it, goes ding, and then the minifigure head goes on the top. We don't know. Oh, yuck, we got Technic involved now? I thought this was a micro build. I didn't know we were doing Technic here. Something I keep neglecting when I do mine, you're supposed to have the arrow all the way through. And okay, we're using this for the roof. Yeah, I'm not sure what this is. Obviously it stands like this, but what does it even do though? We don't even know yet. I'd like to know what, I want to know what this does, but we probably will never know, huh? How many licks does it take to get to the center of a lollipop? The world may never know. It's probably the same thing with this set, huh? The world may never know. And oh, that's pretty close. Actually, that's perfect. Huh. Let's see some geometry there. We're just about there, folks. Just about. We're getting close. We're actually using a shaft for this Lego. We're not going to freehand this one. And then the minifigure head goes on the top of this. Must be for part of the tower. I like building like castles and stuff in Minecraft, but they're only good when you got friends building with you. Not sure where that goes. And then this goes right here, with this thing kind of sticking out about 45 degrees. So this indeed is a tower, and now I know where it goes. It goes right here, with the rounded side facing towards us. Well, for me. And then, yeah. And this right here is actually the tallest part of the castle now. Let me raise that up for you there. This is actually now the tallest point. Okay. And that's it with a little excerpt, and that's what we're going to wrap up for this installment here. You might think the main tower would be the tallest point of the castle, but it's actually the astronomy tower. Well, is this the astronomy tower? Probably is. And that's where I'm going to wrap up. Now, so far, this set is, at this point, it's still keeping my interest up to a point, especially with the little text excerpts inside the thing, and that's what we have remaining. But, yeah, it's starting to look more and more like a nice little micro build. From here, it looks pretty good. Back here, well, we still got a few things missing here. I think there's a couple of buildings here. We got some jumper plates here, and then we have, it's like something that's supposed to clip down here. Well, let me slide this back for you here, so I don't have to move the camera. Supposed to be something there. Yeah, so that's basically what it is. So far, build's keeping my interest, but I mean, this is just merely a display piece, and I'm still not too happy about the bridge here. I mean, what can you do, though? Tell me what you think so far.